Welcome to the Omega Channel. Here, we'll use the power of language to guide you step by step into the world. Hi, everyone. I'm Omega. How's your day?
Hi, everyone. I'm Justin.
I have to be honest with you and with everyone listening. I had a bit of a moment this week. Wants to crawl under the table and hide kind of moment.
Oh, no.
And I know you're probably going to tell me it's a learning opportunity, but, well, at the time, it just felt like a total disaster.
That doesn't sound like you at all. You're usually the one holding everything together. What on earth happened?
It's what I'm now calling the menu nightmare.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I consider myself pretty articulate, right? I speak English for a living. But last night, I went to this incredibly fancy sushi restaurant. The lighting was dim, the jazz was soft, the chef looked very serious.
I'm with you.
And I opened the menu.
And let me guess, your brain just deleted the English language.
Completely.
Yeah.
It just decided to take a holiday. I saw words I technically knew, but in that high-pressure environment, they just looked like, I don't know, alien code. The waiter came over looking all impeccable, and I froze. My heart was pounding. I ended up pointing at a random picture and saying, this one,
This one.
like a toddler. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, listen to me.
Yeah.
That is so completely normal. I
Yeah.
think we really need to normalize that feeling. It is not just you. It's what we call English blindness.
English blindness.
It's not about vocabulary. It's about anxiety. When the pressure is on social pressure, financial pressure, our cognitive bandwidth just shrinks. You enter fight or flight mode, and languages, well, it's the first thing to go.
Exactly. It felt like there was a spotlight on me, and that's really what we want to talk about today. This isn't just a deep dive into food vocabulary. I mean, anyone can look up a word.
Right.
It's about reclaiming your social confidence at the dinner table. We want to help you slow down, take a breath, and realize that you're in control even when the menu looks scary.
Absolutely. Food is supposed to be healing, not stressful. It's a communal experience. So let's unpack this. Let's turn that anxiety into what I like to call dining flow.
Dining flow. I like that. It sounds much better than dining panic. Okay, so let's go back to the scene as the crime, the sushi bar. The first hurdle I hit was the rice. I know logically the difference between things, but the waiter asked, nigiri or sashimi? And I panicked. I just stared at him.
It's the classic dilemma.
Okay.
And honestly, it confuses more people than you would think. But we need to go a bit deeper than just the visual difference here to really lock it in your memory. It helps to understand the chef's perspective.
The chef's perspective? You mean it's not just about whether I want carbs or not?
Not at all. In high-end sushi culture, the rice, the sherry, is actually considered the most important part.
Really?
Yeah? It's seasoned with vinegar. It's served at body temperature. The word nigiri literally comes from the verb to grasp or squeeze. It refers to the chef's hand-pressed connection between that perfectly seasoned rice and the fish.
Oh, that's really interesting. So when I order nigiri, I'm not just ordering fish on rice. I'm ordering the chef's craft,
Yep.
the balance.
Spot on. That's why we call it the rice divide. Picture it this way. Nigiri is the comfort zone. It has that bed of rice, the shari underneath. It's grounded. The fish is holding onto the rice like a little pillow. It's the complete bite the chef designed.
Okay, nigiri has the pillow, the rice bed. I can remember that. It's the full package.
Exactly. Now, sashimi.
Uh-huh.
Sashimi is the star of the show. It's brave. It stands alone. No rice, just the raw fish. When you order sashimi, you are telling the chef, I want to taste the purity of this ingredient uninterrupted.
That is actually so helpful. It totally changes the psychology of it. Nigiri is the chef's balance. Sashimi is the ingredient's purity. I wish I'd had that in my head last night. But then there's the other part. The rolls.
Oh, the rolls.
I always feel, I don't know, a little childish saying, summer roll, when everyone else seems to be using Japanese terms. Is roll wrong?
Salmon roll is perfectly natural English. You shouldn't feel bad about saying it at all. It's functional. However, if we're talking about confidence and, signaling a certain status, there is a nuance here. If you want to shift your mindset from tourist to foodie, use the word maki.
Maki. It's just one word, but it does feel different.
Yes. It sounds more intentional.
Yeah.
It's the local term. It signals to the chef, I appreciate the tradition. It's a small switch, but it helps you feel like you belong there. It's not about showing off. It's about bridging that gap.
Intentionality. That's a great word for it. It's about connecting with the culture of the place rather than just, consuming it.
Precisely. And speaking of culture, There is one small etiquette tip that saves a lot of embarrassment. We call it the soy sauce sin.
Oh, dear. Did I commit a sin? I definitely dipped something.
Well, perhaps a minor one. When you eat nigiri, the one with the rice pillow, you ever want to dip the rice side into the soy sauce?
Why not? Is it an insult or something?
Partly, but it's mostly physics. The rice is loosely packed, so it has that lovely texture in your mouth. If you dip the rice, it acts like a sponge. It soaks up way too much salty sauce, ruining the balance, and worse, it often crumbles apart into the bowl.
Ah, yes.
Then you're left fishing for rice grains with your chopsticks. It's not a good look.
That is the worst. You end up with, like, a rice soup. Okay, so the rule is functional.
Exactly. You want to flip it, and using your hand is perfectly acceptable, by the way, and just dip the fish side.
Dip the fish, not the rice. Got it. That keeps things elegant. And what about that pink stuff on the side, the ginger? I usually just eat that like a little salad.
A lot of people do,
Yeah.
and it's delicious.
Yeah.
But in terms of the flow of the meal, think of it as a ginger reset. It's a palate cleanser.
A reset button for your tongue.
That's it, exactly. You eat a slice between different types of fish to wash away the taste of the previous one so you can fully enjoy the next. If you eat it with the sushi, you're just masking the flavor of the expensive fish you just paid for. It's all about slowing down the experience.
Slowing down. That's the theme today, isn't it? I think my anxiety comes from feeling like I have to rush to keep up. Like everyone else knows the rules and I'm just trying to survive.
You know, this reminds me of something. It's not about food, but it is about this idea of confidence and flow in Asian culture. It might help reframe how you see these situations.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
A few years ago, I was in Tokyo, and I was standing at the edge of the Shibuya Crossing. You know, the one, that massive intersection where thousands of people cross at once?
There's one that looks like a chaotic ant colony in the movies.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It is so intense. The light turned green, and this wall of people started moving towards me. My British instinct was to be polite, to stop, to dodge, to apologize. Sorry, excuse me, sorry. I just froze up. Kind of like you did with the menu. I was getting bumped into, stumbling.
It sounds so overwhelming. That's exactly how I felt looking at the menu. Just too much data coming at you at once.
It was. But then I stopped, and I watched the locals. They weren't rushing, and they weren't following some rigid rule book of walk here, not there. They were just flowing. They had this soft focus. They moved with intent, but without tension. I realized that if I just walked with confidence, not aggression, just calm intent, the crowd naturally parted around me.
Wow. So the confidence actually created the path.
Exactly. And that is the lesson for dining, too. When you're at a table, don't worry about the rigid rules or getting the vocabulary 100% perfect. If you speak with flow and intent, people will understand you. Confidence comes from your vibe, not your grammar. If you hesitate, the waiter senses the fear. If you flow, they follow your lead.
That is such a beautiful image. Moving with flow instead of freezing, it makes sense. Hesitation creates collisions in intersections and in conversation. I actually have a little hack I use. Well, I try to use when I remember to get into that headspace.
I'd love to hear it. Is it a breathing exercise?
Sort of. When I feel that test subject anxiety creeping in, like the waiter is testing my knowledge, I take a deep breath and I pretend I'm a food critic reviewing the restaurant for a friend.
Oh, I like that. Role play.
It totally shifts the power dynamic. Instead of thinking, oh no, do I know the right word? I start thinking, how are they presenting this to me? It turns me from a victim into an observer. It gives me just enough emotional distance to calm down.
That is brilliant. It puts you back in the driver's seat. You stop being the student and you start being the critic. And really, if we can bridge this to a general rule for everyone listening.
Please give us the golden rule.
Confidence isn't about knowing every word on the menu. It's about trusting that you deserve to be at the table.
Trusting that you deserve to be at the table. I'm going to write that down. That's powerful. It's not about the sushi. It's about self-worth.
It's true.
Yeah.
Now let's take this confidence and level it up. We've conquered the sushi bar.
Yeah.
But what about the high-stakes environment? The Western business lunch?
Oh, the pressure cooker. Steaks, pasta, clients in suits. This is where the stakes are actually financial, not just social.
Precisely. The goal here is to look professional while eating difficult foods. Let's talk about the steakhouse scenario. This is a classic crap.
This is where I always get tripped up. The waiter asks, how would you like that cooked? And I get nervous. I know medium and rare, but sometimes medium is too bloody, or medium well is like shoe leather, and I don't want to sound difficult in front of a client.
This is a great point. The definitions can change from restaurant to restaurant, and nothing kills the vibe of a business lunch like sending food back to the kitchen.
Exactly. So how do I make sure I get what I want without, giving a 5-minute speech about temperature?
The confident move here is to describe the result you want rather than just using the label.
Describe the result. Okay.
So if you want that perfect balance, not too bloody, but definitely not dry, you're looking for a warm pink center.
Warm pink center. But isn't that a mouthful? Won't the waiter look at me funny if I start describing colors?
Not at all. It shows precision. Waiters love precision because it means they won't get yelled at later.
Yeah.
So here is a power phrase for you. You look at the waiter and say, I prefer a warm pink center. Would that be closer to medium or medium rare here?
Oh, that's smooth. I prefer a warm pink center. Would that be closer to medium or medium rare here?
See what you did there? You stated your preference clearly, but you asked for their expertise. It shows you know what you want, but you respect their kitchen. That is pure executive presence. You aren't guessing, you're collaborating.
I love that. It takes the guessing game out of it. It's collaborative, not confrontational. But what about the pasta dilemma?
The white shirt nemesis.
Yes. I'm at a business lunch. I'm wearing a crisp white blouse, and I really want the pasta. But I'm terrified of slurping sauce all over myself. Do I just order the salad and starve?
Never starve. You need energy to close the deal. But you do have to be strategic. Long noodles like spaghetti or linguine are risky. They flip, they splash. Short pasta like penne or rigatoni is much safer.
But sometimes the menu isn't clear. It just says pasta of the day.
Then you use the elegant inquiry. You ask the waiter for advice on the mechanics of the dish.
The mechanics. That sounds very technical.
It's practical. You can simply ask, is this dish manageable for a business lunch, or is it quite saucy?
Is this dish manageable? That's a fascinating choice of words. Why manageable?
Because it signals to the waiter, I'm here for work, I need to eat cleanly. They will immediately understand the subtext. They'll say, oh, the linguine is very saucy, perhaps try the penne. You've prioritized the meeting over the meal, which is what a professional does.
That is a lifesaver. It's quite saucy. It's so polite, but it protects my white shirt. It shows I'm thinking ahead.
Exactly. It's about risk management, just applied to marinara sauce.
Okay. We've got the theory. We've got the rice divide, the flow, the warm pink center, and the manageable pasta. Now, I want to put this into practice.
Let's do it.
I want to do a little simulation. And for everyone listening, I want you to do this with me. Wherever you are, unless you're driving, of course, just close your eyes for a second.
Take a deep breath.
Imagine you're walking into that restaurant. The smells are amazing. The waiter hands you the menu. It's heavy. It's in English. Usually your heart would race. But this time, you take a breath. You smile at the waiter. You are the observer. You deserve to be at this table.
Feel that calm. You aren't rushing. You're flowing.
Okay, open your eyes. Now, I'm going to role play this. I'm going to order a steak. And I'm going to be honest, I might stumble at first because that's realistic, but I'm going to use the tools.
I'm your waiter. Good evening, madam. Are you ready to order?
Yes, I think. Well, I was looking at, actually, yes, I am ready. I'm interested in the ribeye.
An excellent choice. And how would you like that prepared?
I prefer a warm pink center. Would that be closer to medium or medium rare here?
For our chef, that would be exactly medium rare.
Perfect. I'll have the ribeye medium rare, please.
Bravo. That was fantastic.
I actually felt the shift. When I took that breath, I stopped trying to pass the test and just communicated what I wanted.
And did you notice how you ended the sentence? I'll have the ribeye medium rare, please. It was decisive. It had a period at the end, not a question mark. That is the sound of confidence.
It feels good. It feels like I'm actually eating dinner, not taking an exam.
And that brings us to the final hurdle, the part that makes everyone sweat a little.
The check.
The bill, the check. In many cultures, fighting over the bill is seen as polite. In the West, specifically in business, clarity is king. Fighting over the bill can actually look chaotic or disorganized.
So how do we handle it gracefully? I always worry about that awkward pause when the folder hits the table.
If you are the host, or if you intend to treat someone, you don't wait, you anticipate.
So what do I say?
You catch the waiter's eye near the end of the meal and simply say, could we get the check, please?
Yeah.
And if you're paying, you immediately add, this is on me today.
This is on me today. Short, sweet, no room for argument.
Exactly. It signals generosity and control.
Mm.
And if you want to be really smooth, the ultimate power move, you hand the waiter your credit card before the bill even comes to the table.
Oh, I love that. So the bill never even touches the table. The guest just enjoys the meal and suddenly it's all taken care of.
Precisely. It keeps that healing vibe going right until you walk out the door. No stress, just flow. You've removed the friction.
You know, I feel so much better about that sushi disaster now. I feel like I have a toolkit. It's not just words, it's a strategy.
You do.
Yeah.
And remember, it's a practice. You might freeze up again, and that's okay. Just remember Shibuya Crossing. Find your flow. The crowd will part if you move with intent.
And speaking of toolkits, we have a little surprise for our listeners today, right? We know we threw a lot at you.
We do indeed. We know we covered a lot of phrases: warm pink center, rice divide, manageable dish. So we've put together a dining confidence cheat sheet. It's a little downloadable card you can save on your phone.
So the next time you freeze up at a restaurant, you can just pretend you're checking a text, look at the cheat sheet, and get your confidence back.
Exactly. It's like having us in your pocket cheering you on.
Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for watching the Omega channel. I hope today's sharing was helpful. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and turn on notifications. See you next time.
Keep learning, and I look forward to seeing you again. Goodbye.